While Bitcoin isn't going away, the hype lately does seem to be shifting somewhat to stablecoins. Just look at shares of issuer Circle up more than 480% from its IPO last month. While even the traditional players like Visa and MasterCard, they have also made some moves on the stablecoin front. And moments ago, Ripple, a stablecoin issuer, says it's applying for a U.S. banking license. Ripple is surging 4.5% today. Our next guest sees stablecoin volumes also surging in the next few years. Caitlin Long is CEO and founder of Custodia Bank. And Caitlin, I don't think I've checked in with you since the Trump administration. Can you bring us up to speed? Did you get the banking license? What's the deal now?
Well, we have a bank charter, but we're still waiting for our clearing account from the Fed. The Fed has been very opposed to all of this technology innovation that is starting to change, and there are now more than 40 applicants for a Fed clearing account waiting. And as you pointed out, others are coming. The stablecoin issuers are getting bank licenses and have declared an intention to apply for the same account that we applied for and have been waiting for more than 5 years, almost 5 years.
So while the administration might be pro-crypto, the Fed still is not.
Yes, the Fed has only granted 2 clearing accounts in the last decade to non-traditional banks. And ironically, or perhaps by design, each one had a former Fed vice chair for supervision associated with it.
So meanwhile, Circle, the whole thing about stablecoins. I mean, look, I'm glad for them that it's a hot IPO. I think it's still emblematic of the excitement that there is around crypto. But to see that excitement shifting to crypto as infrastructure, which Vlad Tenev talked about on Monday, kind of feels to me like crypto going mainstream, which is the next step towards it kind of becoming more boring.
Absolutely. And I love the idea that banks can be boring and bring this technology to customers. That's why Custodia is working with Vantage Bank. We issued the first bank-issued stablecoin back in March, working with Vantage, and completed transactions for a Mexican trucking company volleying U.S. dollars back and forth across the border in the span of about 3 minutes, something that would have taken days under the existing technology.
Do you think that as this all kind of shifts to the underpinnings and again, it is a better mousetrap for a lot of the ways that we've traditionally done cross-border payments and that kind of thing. But what does that mean for the future of Bitcoin itself? I'm very curious about this. It's still perceived by many digital gold. Everyone wants a piece of it, apparently public companies too. But do you think that the frenzy for holding Bitcoin will last as long as we've seen it last up until now that crypto is just becoming an infrastructure layer? Why persist with the kind of enthusiasm for Bitcoin when crypto is now so much more than that?
Yeah, great question, Kelly. I look at stablecoins as an on-ramp to Bitcoin because, especially in the developed world, we have a relatively stable banking system and relatively stable currencies. But Bitcoin, frankly, we wouldn't have as much enthusiasm for Bitcoin, wouldn't have had up until this point, if there weren't so much money printing and so much debasement of fiat currency around the world. In the developed world, of course, it's not been as much as in certain other countries. But frankly, the fact that Tether in particular was able to tap into emerging markets, really, I think they've recently said they've served 430 million active monthly users, a stunningly large number. And they're serving people who may make $1 or $2 a day in wages in places that don't even have access to electricity, for example. And so that's bringing a whole new demand for the U.S. dollar into the markets. And clearly, President Trump and Secretary Bessent are embracing that.
Right.